So come on. Check this out.
You know, and I got into a lot of trouble for this.
You're not going to say what I think you're going to say.
What I'm trying to say is that you don't send a child to school smelling like that. But walking down the street when a child smells like a dead body, no predator on earth is going to let a kid into his car smelling like that.
I don't even know whether or not that is a possible... I don't even know if that's a sane thought, to be honest with you.
I'm telling you, this is prevention, sir.
1-800-5201-KFI, the number here, talking to Charlie the Fountain. You get a kid to smell like a dead body. I'd love to know how you do that. Here is Sarah in Upland. You're on the Phil Hendrie Show. Sarah, go ahead.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Henry was in the Army. I know.
I understand you're in the Army, sir. Well, we're all civilians, so go ahead, Sarah.
Sir, excuse me. I have been listening to you, and now I deserve the same respect.
Of course.
I happen to be married 40 years ago to a man who turned out to be a child predator.
Uh-huh.
And let me tell you, thank God he wound up in prison. But his whole premise was, in fact, he became a special ed teacher in high school so that he could deal with children who had low self-esteem, who were fat, who did smell because they didn't have proper hygiene.
Well, they weren't loved.
Because
they weren't loved.
He absolutely went after kids who had low self-esteem, and you are describing all the things that are low self-esteem. He didn't want to have anything to do with any kid who had self-esteem and who had that little air, that normal, sweet-smelling. And you know what, sir? I'm really concerned about the terminology that you use as to exactly how you feel about children. I'm sitting here listening to you.
I beg your
pardon. And it's
pardon.
like you're giving me the creeps. Like, are you a child predator?
Look at the real world. The real world out there. They want your kids, those predators, and they want your kids smelling good, not like a dead body.
You know,
no, sir.
Ma'am, no? Are you telling... I want you to tell the entire audience of Mr. Hendrie's program that you think a predator wants a kid in his car that smells like a corpse.
What? Wait a second. I got to interrupt here. Hold on. I got to interrupt. This is an insane thing to say. How do you get a kid to smell like a corpse? I have no idea. And you may say the kids leave that house loved, but any child that leaves a house smelling like a corpse isn't going to feel loved.
If you tell the child that you're doing it for his own good.
Sir, can I say something to you?
You've been saying something to me.
Your continual desire to have complete control in every telephone conversation.
Well, ma'am, I'm the guest. I'm the guest. You're the caller.
Back of my head, because that's exactly what predators love to do.
You are the caller. I'm the guest.
Nail in me that I thought was buried for over 40 years. Sir, you are the one who is acting like a closet predator.
You want our children to be exposed?
You want control over every single conversation.
Well, of course, I'm the guest. You're the caller.
I'll control who does what, okay?
Isn't she a caller and aren't I the guest?
Yes.
Then I get to talk. Yeah. You didn't think of that, did you, Sarah, when you called in?
No,
you thought Mr. Hendrie would say, oh, and now my guest, Sarah. I've got another guest, Sarah.
All right, you know what? Hold the line, Sarah, and you too, Charlie, and we have to take a break, and I'm not going to allow this kind of asinine conversation to take place. We'll be back with more here, Charlie LaFountain, as we talk about protecting children from predators. Do we do it by not emphasizing weight loss, but weight gain? Make the child more unattractive. 1-800-5201-KFI. This is KFI AM 640.
I'm just trying to explain, but it's very difficult.
All right, so tell us about you said you had a bum trip. Why? And when you say a bummer, you weren't thinking about hurting yourself.
No, I wasn't thinking about hurting I was trying to look inside my own ear, and it was bumming me out. Because I felt on
that with your own ear? Down on the LSD?
Yeah, man, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, try to keep up with you, Dickman. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You're trying to look in your own ear.
For the third time, yes, I was trying to look into my own ear, okay?
Well, that's some kind of a nutball thing, isn't it?
I was on LSD. Does that kind of ring a bell? Maybe that'll help you out.
All right, Coach. God. No, we understand, Coach.
All right. I mean, if you take LSD, you're going to do. I wanted to try to scratch. You don't understand. I was trying to scratch the inside of my elbow with that hand on that arm. So the elbow, the interior of the elbow, I was trying to scratch that with that hand. I was trying to bend my hand all. You don't even. What is so funny?
Well, I think Phil.
No, I want to ask Phil. What's so funny?
Well, I mean, I don't know. So this was the bummer trip.
Yeah, this was the bummer trip. Okay, I don't know, Phil, if you've. Don't tell me. But I don't know if anybody there has taken LSD. I don't want to know.
I have.
Would you shut up? He said he didn't want to know.
I don't want to know.
When did you take LSD?
Oh, LSD. No, I never have.
Well, what do you think I was saying?
I thought you were talking about something else.
Like what?
I don't know, like LED or something.
What is he talking about?
What do you mean, Bud?
I'm talking about, have you ever bought the LED lights?
Bud, I'm going to kick your ass if you do it again.
What?
You're doing it on purpose, and we know that.
Anyway, so I took this LSD at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I remember they said to just sit down. Do you want to hear some music? And I said, yeah. And at the time, I think the Moody Blues was a big band. So I said, put on some of the Booty Blues or the Booty Blues or something. And I kept getting it wrong because the acid was coming on, right?
So you're starting to trip.
I was starting to trip.
What'd you call him?
I said, why don't you put on the Booty Blues or something? And they go, what? And I said, put on the Booty Blues. And I started laughing, and then I tried to look into my own ear to find the answer. And then I felt the inside of my elbow, like I said, down the interior of my arm was itching, so I tried to scratch it with that hand. And I was trying to bend the hand down. It's hard to explain, and it sounds ridiculous now, but I had very, very specific reasons for wanting to scratch my elbow with that same hand and to look into my ear to find the answer of the Booty Blues.
But the name of the band was the Booty Blues.
The name of the band was the Booty Blues.
That's all, folks.